Imagine this. The president walks to the podium, straightens his tie, flashes a confident smile, and says, "The eagle is in flight." To most people, it sounds poetic, patriotic even. But to a small, classified group deep inside the Pentagon, that sentence is code, and it just activated a mission that might never show up on the evening news. Welcome to the bizarre world of presidential code words, secret phrases hiding in plain sight, used to communicate some of the most sensitive operations in the United States. Let's start with a classic. The football is secure. Sounds like a sports update, right? Wrong. This phrase refers to the nuclear football, a briefcase that follows the president 24/7, holding the codes needed to launch nuclear weapons. If you hear this phrase, it doesn't mean Tom Brady just won a game. It means the launch authorization device is safe and under control. Now, here's another. Continuity of government protocol is in effect. What this actually means: the U.S. is preparing for, or actively dealing with, a catastrophic event, an attack, an assassination attempt, or a nuclear detonation. This phrase is like pressing the panic button behind the velvet curtain. But let's rewind a bit. How did all this cloak and dagger language even begin? It started way back in the Cold War, when the threat of nuclear war made secrecy a national obsession. Presidents, intelligence agencies, and military brass began developing phrases that could be used over unsecured lines, press briefings, or even casual conversations, without tipping off foreign spies. And some of these phrases are hilariously misleading. Take this one. Rainbow has landed. Sounds like your niece just finished an art project, but in some contexts, this has meant the successful insertion of a covert ops team into a foreign country. Covert, colorful, and definitely not about Lisa Frank. Here's another weird one. Angel is next. Used during 9/11, this phrase caused massive confusion among military officials. It turns out Angel was the code name for Air Force One, and next meant it was a possible target. Chilling, and yet phrased like a cryptic note in a church choir. But why does this matter to you? Because this coded language is used even today, and sometimes you've heard it without realizing it. In public speeches, presidential debates, or even tweets, when that was a thing, these code words have made appearances. For example, the bear is active. That doesn't mean a grizzly escaped Yellowstone. In military circles, bear is often shorthand for Russia. So if the president says this during a press briefing, something big is likely happening behind closed doors. And here's a favorite. The package has been delivered. Could be Amazon Prime, or it could mean a military drone has hit its target. Hopefully not your neighbor's backyard barbecue. Even vice presidents and top cabinet members are trained in this coded lingo. And no, it's not all as exciting as Hollywood makes it out to be. Sometimes, code words are used to say things like, "The president is unavailable for public appearance." Translation: he's napping, golfing, or just needs a break from the madness. Can't blame him. Now let's talk about the origins of one of the most famous presidential code systems, SAC, Strategic Air Command. These were the guys who controlled nukes during the Cold War, and they had an entire vocabulary of terrifying euphemisms. Launch on warning was one. Fail deadly was another. Basically, if one side was attacked, the system would automatically respond, without human input. It was like giving a bear a gun and telling it to stay calm. Oh, and don't forget PEDS. That stands for Presidential Emergency Action Documents. These are secret executive orders that the president can sign during times of emergency. Want to suspend the Constitution? There's a PED for that. Want to shut down all radio communications? Yep, there's a code word for that too. In fact, a leaked document from the 2000s revealed over 500 pages of code word protocols. Many of them are still classified, which means the next time a president says something vague like, "The skies remain clear," he might not be talking about the weather. So how are these phrases protected? Well, only a select few are ever briefed on their true meanings. Most of the White House staff aren't even told. They're only revealed to those who must know. Usually high-level intelligence officers, military commanders, and of course, the president himself. Fun fact, even among presidents, some had different styles. Eisenhower was a military man. He wanted codes that were precise and dry. Reagan preferred dramatic flair, often using Hollywood-style metaphors. Obama was known for being ultra-disciplined with his language. And Trump? Well, let's just say if there were code words, the Secret Service probably begged him not to tweet them. Now, here's where it gets real strange. There are rumors, still unconfirmed, that some presidents used personal code words with family members, like calling a son's name to signal they needed to exit a room immediately, or referencing a pet's name to end a meeting. Time to walk Bo might have meant get me out of here. You think politicians are boring? Think again. And the rabbit hole goes deeper. Some phrases are embedded in emergency broadcast systems. Ever heard this? This is not a test? That phrase, when said under certain conditions, is actually a trigger. It tells federal agencies to activate continuity of government protocols. In 1981, when Reagan was shot, this entire system almost got activated. And guess what? They almost couldn't find the nuclear football. It was dropped during the chaos. Imagine misplacing the apocalypse in a suitcase. And let's not forget the doomsday planes. Yes, that's a real term. These are airborne command centers that launch if the U.S. is under attack. If one of those is in the air, and you hear Night Watch has launched, you should probably put on your tinfoil hat and head for the bunker. So, next time you watch a presidential address and hear something weird like, "The eagle is stable, the nest is secure," just know, he's not talking about birds. He might be talking about you. Before we end, remember, not everything is what it seems. Sometimes the most powerful words are the ones that sound the most ordinary. And if you made it this far, here's your secret code. Subscribe now before the eagle flies away. Yeah, that's our way of saying, like this video, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe for more hidden truths from Zyntra, because the next topic might be even more classified.